Hello everybody and welcome back to Black Knight's Exilecon opening event reactant review. This is the final part covering the Ascendancy revamps, and it's going to be quite interesting. I talked a little bit actually about that on the last stream already, and I can tell you right now that I will definitely play the new Chieftain, even if I don't think that he's overpowered or something like that. I just think it's an interesting new take, but we're gonna see about that in just a moment. And without further ado, let's dive right into it. Right, Mr. Chris Wilson?
Gems, our balance work for the Trial of the Ancestors involved us revamping 2 Ascendancy classes. These are the subclasses that you can specialize in as you play through Path of Exile's campaign. Each main character class has 3 Ascendancy classes available. In the last expansion, Crucible, we overhaul the Pathfinder and Saboteur. This time, it's the Guardian and Chieftain.
Yeah, sadly, I didn't play any of those two. I'm gonna be honest there. I'm not into traps at all by now. I thought about doing a trap build until I saw they were doing a Chieftain revamp or Guardian, because I played Guardian last league as well. But yeah. Actually wanted to do a Chieftain build, but I didn't have the time to finish things there, so we didn't get it on YouTube. Maybe we get it this league.
Which are specializations of the Templar and Marauders, respectively.
Ooh.
While we were very happy with the theme of the Guardian, it was falling behind the power level and popularity of other Ascendancy classes. Our changes in this expansion have modernized the class and will present you with more.
I would definitely say that I think the Hierophant is maybe the most played of the Templar Ascendancies, because he's really powerful. Like 5 power and endurance charges right off the bat is just so good, and all his mana focusing abilities, he's so strong. One of the things, Hierophant Inquisitor also has some really good passives, while the Guardian, he's a little bit lacking. Okay, but let's actually see.
More relevant build opportunities than before. Brace yourself. Okay. Path of Exile 102. Harmony of Purpose can power up parties using link skills.
Okay, before he actually talks about that, let's hold here for a moment, because I have the screen up for the Guardian right now on my second screen, so we can actually go over this and see how big the changes are back to back. Let's start with Radiant Faith right here on the corner. Maybe I put them in. I think there's enough space, so maybe I put them in from the wiki, so you can see them as well. But actually, let's start with Radiant Faith. The new one is grants armor equal to 25% of your reserved mana to you and nearby allies. Grants maximum energy shield equal to 10% of your reserved mana to you and nearby allies. The old one is grants maximum energy shield equal to 10% of your reserved mana to you and nearby allies, and grants armor to 25% of your reserved mana to you and nearby allies. Wait, what the hell? Yeah, no, that one didn't change at all. So Radiant Faith stays the same. It seems so. Reserved mana. Yeah, okay, that one just, it's absolutely the same. I think that's okay. So I don't think that was a bad thing at all. It's okay. It's just for you and your minions. You get more mana, more energy shield for everybody. Absolutely fine, I'd say. Unwavering Faith. Let's see if we have some. I think we have some changes here. Auras from your skills grant 5% increased recovery rate of life, mana, and energy shield to you and allies is the new one. The old one is auras from your skills grant plus 1% physical damage reduction to you and allies. Auras from your skills grant 0.2% of life regeneration per second to you and allies. Okay. I guess it is per aura here as well for the new one. I'm not sure if that is better. It depends. Like, your minions don't actually have a lot of mana problems, and it would also depend on energy shield regeneration. Do minions have energy shield regen, or do they just have the normal energy shield recovery? Oh, it will also depend on your auras. Oh, that is hard to determine how good that is in comparison, because the physical damage reduction And potential life regeneration is pretty good, and you can easily stack 5 auras. That's not a big problem, not a big deal. And then you get 5% physical damage reduction and 1% life regeneration. That's not too bad. I'm not sure. I'm not sure on this one. This is really hard to say. I won't. Can't really tell. Okay. But let's go to the next one. Time of need. Every 4 seconds, remove cursed elemental ailments from you. Wow, that's pretty good. And every 4 seconds, regenerate 100% of life over 1 second. That is extremely good. That's really, really, really good. I mean, if you have, say, 6k health, that's massive. That's like a lot. The old one is, let's see, time of need. 8% reduce effect of curses on you every 4 seconds, regenerate 30% of life over 1 second. Okay, so of course the life regeneration is just way better, but the thing is, does the new one remove all curses and elemental ailments? I mean, it says remove curses and ailments, so I'm actually thinking it's removing everything. That is extremely nice. I mean, with the elemental ailments, most people are. I mean, a lot of people play with immunity to ailments, like from purity of elements, like I do a lot of times in a lot of builds. So you just don't get them. In that case, this one, it saves up an aura, I'm gonna say, if you don't need the resistances, which that's possible. Like that's not that big of a deal. Removing curses. I mean, if you can stack up a little bit more reduced effective curses on you, the old one can be better. It depends. But the life regeneration is definitely really good. So that is a big buff, definitely on that one, on time of need. Let's go over to Radiant Crusade. I think this one is a very big change. Yeah. So grants level 20 summon Sentinel of Radiance skill. Okay, new summon. 10% of damage from hits is taken from your Sentinel of Radiance life before you. Okay, so you get a class-specific minion. Wait. Unwavering Crusade, the upgrade from that one, down here actually says 25% chance to trigger level 20 summon elemental relic when you nearby ally kill an enemy. You get 2 class ascendancy specific minion summons. Okay, let's see the old ones. Radiant Crusade. While there's at least 1 nearby ally, you nearby allies deal 10% more damage. While there's at least 5 nearby allies, your nearby allies have onslaught and 20% to all elemental resistances. That is a pretty big buff. Like if you're playing a minion build and all your minions, you're playing melee with all your minions and they all have 10% increased damage onslaught. That's massive, actually. That's pretty big for a minion build. And 20% elemental resistance is just a nice bonus on top. What about Unwavering Crusade? Nearby allies have 20% increased attack, cast, and movement speed, so just doubling up on the onslaught. Nearby allies have 30% increased area of effect. Nearby allies intimidate enemies for 4 seconds on hit, and nearby allies in unnerve enemies for 4 seconds on hit. So more. Yeah, you just deal more damage. Like all your minions deal more damage, you deal more damage if you deal any damage at all on your minion build. That's a big buff. So this one will be really dependent on how good those minions are. Like how good is the Sentinel? Or can you have more than one of those? I mean, I guess you can play the classes. You could have played the classes on Exilecon, so maybe someone can tell. So maybe someone can tell me in the comments down below if you have any experience with that. I really wonder. Maybe I find a live stream about that, but I'm not sure. 25%, yeah. I don't know. How long will that elemental relic hold? Is it permanent summons? I mean, maybe he talks about that a little bit later. I guess we will see about that. Yeah. Let's see. Next one. Bastion of Hope. If you've attacked recently, your nearby allies have 20% chance to block attack damage. If you cast a spell recently, your nearby allies have 25% chance to block spell damage. The old one, Bastion of Hope. Let's see. If you've blocked in the past 10 seconds, your nearby allies cannot be stunned. That's nice. 50% chance to block attack damage for 2 seconds every 5 seconds if you attack recently. You and nearby allies have 10% chance to block attack damage if you cast a spell recently. You and nearby allies have 10% chance to block spell damage. So they cut off the first part of the old Bastion of Hope and just more or less doubled down on the latter one. I don't know. I actually think that immunity to stun and the big bonus on blocking attack damage is really good. Like 50% chance to block attack damage, that's massive. That's such a massive buff. I mean, the 25% you can keep that up forever, indefinitely. That's not a problem. But immunity to stun, I mean, if you block everything, you can still. I think a blocked hit can still stun you, can't it? I don't think so. Actually, I don't think so. That the new one might be better. The good thing is it's for allies too. So, yeah, in a minion build, that is definitely better. It will turn out, yeah, more useful in the end. Okay, let's see the last one. Harmony of Purpose. Elemental damage with hits dealt by allies between you and linked targets is lucky. Oh, that's interesting. Allies between you and linked targets have 5% of all maximum elemental resistances. Enemies between you and linked targets cannot apply elemental ailments. Oh, wow. Whoa. Oh, that's a big one. But, so it says allies between you and linked targets. I mean, I wouldn't say that counts you and the linked target in as well, right? So only the minions or your teammates have the plus elemental resistances. Don't know. That one's tricky. Lucky hits is really good. Like, yeah, that's really good. And for this one, if you're playing alone, you could just, I'd say you could just use a Reaper, put him on aggressive so he's always really far away, and position yourself a little bit, especially in boss fights. That's gonna be hard. That could be a little bit harder. Yeah, in some boss fights. I don't know. That's a very strategic one. I mean, you can only choose 4 at any time, so maybe this one will not be used at all, or maybe people use it extremely hard. I'm not sure on that one. We will see how that plays out. But okay, so far that's it for the Templar. I think overall it's a little bit of a buff. But it's really, I'm gonna say it's really dependent on those 2 new minions. If those are really good and really useful and they're worth it, then this will play out way better, of course. I mean, yeah, that's just the thing. But if I would have to pick right now, so let's say I pick the both minions because they're just so good, I guess. The thing is, I actually would say I would go with Radiant Faith and Bastion of Hope. Yeah. And just lock up all my mana. Yeah. And pump up my mana pool. Yeah, I think I would do that. For me, that sounds the most useful one. Of course, it's dependent by minions. If the minions are shit, I guess I would go with Time of Need, Radiant Faith, Bastion of Hope, and an Unwavering Faith. That's what I would do so far. But okay, guys. Let's actually click play and see what he has to say.
Time of Need now completely cleanses and heals you every 4 seconds. Radiant and Unwavering Crusade both fully embrace the Holy Summoner theme by giving you access to some exciting new types of minions that are exclusive to this Ascendancy class.
Let's see how exciting they are.
We have this picture on the announcement page, pathofexile.com/ancestor, for you to scrutinize.
That's sad. So he's actually not addressing the other ones. Man, Chris, why are you in such a hurry? Next, he wants to talk about the Chieftain.
Revamp was similar to that of the Pathfinder.
He wants to talk about the Chieftain.
Received the Saboteur treatment. To be honest, we were unhappy about many aspects of this Ascendancy class in its old form, and so we have completely redesigned it. You can play it now. It's basically an entirely new Ascendancy class with the same name and art and a new way of approaching its themes. Its new skills let you, among other things, cause enemies to explode, turn off enemies.
Okay, this is where I'm gonna stop him again, and we're gonna go over it. And actually, I'm gonna say what I think first. Okay, so first of all, going over this, I see that I think there's only one that they took over from the old one, and that is the Tauhoa Forest Strength. Trigger level 20 towers chosen when you attack with a non-Val slam. Oh, sorry. Or strike skill near an enemy. That one is still in, I think. Where is it? La, 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 la. Yeah, that one's still there. It's 100% the same. So everything else is changed up. I can't tell about the small passive nodes, but of course we're gonna see about that. Just to give you an overview right now, Chieftain focuses pretty hard on totems, fire damage, making use of endurance charges as well, and converting physical to fire damage, stuff like that. So it's all about fire damage, ignite, totems, totem fire damage, and endurance charges. That is what it is more or less right now. Let's see, what do we have here? The new one. We start in the same corner here. Tassalio Cleansing Water. Modifiers to fire resistance also apply to cold and lightning resistance as 50% of their value. You are unaffected by ignite? Wait. Okay, let's start with the first thing. That is massive. That's absolutely insane. Overcapping fire resistance has never been more appealing than right now. Because if you can just double up your fire resistance, you have your maxed out lightning and cold resistances there. That is pretty badass, I'm gonna say. Okay, yeah, that will be really useful. Unaffected by ignite means debuffs you are unaffected by can still be placed on you. Okay, so you can still get the bonuses from some items have effects that give you a bonus while you are ignited. So you can still get those bonuses, but you don't take damage from it. That's pretty neat. That's really good. Okay, so this one already is a big, I'm gonna say that's a big defense increase. I mean, that's way better than because stacking endurance charges does never lead to a lot of damage. I mean, never, not really. So actually, let's see. What is the follow-up on that one? Is Valako Storm's Embrace. Modifiers to maximum fire resistance also apply to maximum cold and lightning resistance. Are you crazy people? Wow, that is so good. This one embraces really the part of fire defense. Yeah, definitely. Like, wow. Okay, that would be so good. What was that shield? I had that shield. I wouldn't say it's not the best shield for, but I want to search for it really fast. Rise of the Phoenix. That could be really good. 5% to maximum fire resistance, 25 fire resistance, and 25% fire resistance while on low life. And you get 10% movement speed while on low life, and 100% chance to avoid being ignited while on low life. Okay, though that's placed in the same thing but to be unaffected. But also regenerate life, 100 to 200, and it has a lot of armor and a little bit of an energy shield. So that one would just now give you 5% maximum fire, 5% to all resistances, maximum resistances, and additional 10 to 12.5 lightning and cold resistance. That is not too shabby. That's not too shabby. Other things like Aegis Aurora, which gives you maximum cold resistance, is less useful then. What about this one? To all maximum resistance, cannot block attacks. No. There was another. That Arn's Might. I wonder, if you get something, how will that play out? If you get something like Arn's Might, that gives you 2% to all maximum resistances while you have no endurance charges. Does that mean that you get 2% fire resistance, 4% to maximum cold and lightning? Oh, that is going to be really interesting. We're gonna have to do some testing on that. Definitely. Let's go around. Arahungui Moon's Presence. Recoup 10% of damage taken by your totems as life. Wait, I recoup that or my totems recoup that? Totems regenerate 1 life per second per 4 of your life recovery per second from regeneration. Okay, pretty neat. Totems taunt enemies around them for 4 seconds when summoned. That is also really nice, and that plays in what he said earlier in the live stream about that reactive totem new passive jewel, which will deal AoE damage when the totems get attacked. So, cool thing. And I think he mentioned that. Let's go to the next one. Nangamahu. Sorry, I'm slaughtering those names. I'm so sorry. Flames Advance. Non-unique jewels cause increases and reductions to other damage types in large radius to be transformed to apply to. What? What? Oh wow, that is really big. If you skill over to the witches part, take that medium, the jewel slot in the middle. I think on the large ring radius, you have some of the bigger nodes it's lightning, cold, and fire, I think, from the big elemental nodes on top of the witches side of the tree. Wow, that could be that could play out really fucking good. I'm sorry, excuse me. Shouldn't have said that. Oh wow. Yeah, we're gonna see. I'm not 100% sure how big what the radius actually hits there, but I guess we're gonna find out ourselves. Tukuhama, yeah, I know how to say that. It's a follow-up for the Tawa Forest Strength. The Tower's Chosen. If you don't know, the Tower's Chosen is like a mirage archer for non-Val Slam and strike skills. So it just summons a little red mirage of yourself that will use the skill after you did it. It's really cool. I think it uses this one time. Like it repeats the skill one time, which is really nice. It's a double up on your damage, more or less. Tukuhama War's Herald. Skills from equipped body armor are supported by level 30 Ancestral Call, and skills from your body armor supported by level 20 Fist of War. Oh wow. Oh wow. That is something. I mean, Fist of War, it has an activation cooldown. If you don't know, it increases your damage, your area damage, and the damage of ailments you apply with your skill. So it's just really it's a buff, but it doesn't buff every hit. It has a cooldown of, I think it's around 4 seconds or something like that, and you get it again, and it makes this really cool big area. It looks amazing. I really like that skill. Also, Ancestral Call, that is just, it summons some ancestral images of you that strike nearby enemies as well. So pretty good. So this is for your chest. Wow. So you always get bigger AoEs permanently if you take that. Like you just increase your AoE capacity by a lot. And it gives you the choice for 5 different, more choice. I mean, normally you have a 6 link in your chest in the end game. Pretty good. This is pretty good. I mean, if you pick this pretty early, if you have a strong build, you can do the second run, depending on if this is your first character or not. The second labyrinth before you actually beat Kitava, no problem. The first time in Act 5. So you could have this. This turns you into a 6-link chest without having a 6-link if you only have a 4. That is pretty crazy. It would really depend. But I actually think with the Resistance Crush, I wouldn't go there first. Maybe I would go there last. Yeah, I guess I would go for Tesalio Cleansing Water first, and then it depends. Then it depends on the build you play. But let's see. What is the next one? Ramako, Sun's Light. Nearby enemies have no fire resistance against damage over time while you are stationary. Wait, they have no fire resistance against damage over time. So that doesn't count for hits. Yeah, just to make that clear. Only there's a big difference. So this specifically applies to burning damage. So damage from your ignite or righteous fire. Yeah, or a lingering flame effect. Burning ground is another example for fire damage over time. No fire resistance. That is. So does it mean they have? I mean, if it is nullified fire resistance, that means they can't actually get minus resistances. That's pretty Don't know. That one's difficult. That one's really difficult. I mean, it really depends. If it ignores resistances, if that means it ignores resistances, their resistances are always treated like they're 0. Yeah, so it doesn't matter if you would actually reduce their resistance to a state of minus to deal more damage, like that, but it's always treated like 0. But if it just sets back their resistance to 0 and then applies your penetration and curses and stuff like that, then it's that is a wow. That is a big buff, like really big buff. I don't know about that. That needs testing. It needs testing, guys. Oh, this is amazing. I don't know. Let's see about the last one. I can't really tell. It's so hard to judge this because there's a lot of stuff that you really need to test out. Oh man, Hinekora, Death's Fury. Enemies you kill have a 5% chance to explode, dealing 500% of their maximum life is fire damage. So the damage is really good. The damage is extremely good, but the chance is like super low. The chance is really low. How big is the damage? Let's see from Raw Cries. Infernal Cry. So Infernal Cry on max rank. Okay, so the explosions from Infernal Cry, I mean, they trigger always on death, but they only deal 8% of the monster's maximum life. That is still pretty good, but how much does Cremation deals 5% of the corpse maximum life? No, that's Desecrate, Detonate Dead. Deals 8% of the corpse maximum life. So the damage here is extreme. If you trigger only one, it will kill everything. Like, if you have a bunch of enemies, you kill one. The thing is, most of the time, you will not... If your strike kills one, most of the time it will kill everything. Your hit will kill everything. So this is for a damage of a time thing that could play into it if you just run around with Righteous Fire, for example. And also for like big elites, stuff like that, where you kill smaller minions in the area and they explode. The size of the explosion is really important here. If it's a really small one, it's harder to hit enemies that are far away, like to apply in a bigger area. I don't know. Maybe they have a little example going on there. Maybe one of you can tell me about all the stuff that I'm wondering about, if you know. But 5%, that's every 20th kill on average. I mean, that's pretty low. That's not very good. I mean, it's higher if some other things happening. But I don't think it will scale with anything like crit or something like that, so I don't know. This one is I mean, you could also summon enemies. There's a flask that will summon 2 worms and try and use that to apply that on a boss, but I don't think they have a lot of HP, so especially in some boss fights, I don't know. That's hard. That's hard to say. I mean, if you're in the Maven's Crucible, you kill one of them, he explodes, he will kill all of them, right? If the explosion hits them. Same goes for the Maven's boss fight as well. If you're dealing with the big ugly brain thing in the middle, in the switch phase, in the second and what is that? It's also the 4th and 6th phase, I think, of the fight. You kill one of his minions, the bosses he summons, it will just end the phase, I think. Yeah, pretty sure of that. But a lot of big bosses don't summon minions, so it's not very useful there. This is mostly useful for clearing. I'm not sure about that one. That one's is... don't know. But the rest, it looks like a nice roundup. It's still focusing pretty much on fire, a little bit on totems, and still on slam skills and strike skills. Most, I would say, a little bit more on slam. It's a lot more, let's say, it's more general. I would say it's more in general useful, all of this. So I think it's definitely better, but I wouldn't say that it is like that it's overpowered or something. It's good. It's good. I think it's okay. Yeah, we will see. We will see how everything plays out. So okay, let's listen.
Enemies fire resistance while you're stationary. Convert passive skills.
Wait, what did he just say? He just said something. Can we go a little bit back? Just a tad bit back. I want him to say that again.
Its new skills let you, among other things, cause enemies to explode, turn off enemies' fire resistance while you're...
Okay, so he said turn off. So I guess it would say it's just set to 0 and then negatives apply.
You're stationary, convert passive skills to apply to fire damage, and have your fire resistances apply to your cold and lightning resistances. I'll just give you a sample to read. All right, that's on the site too for you to check out. It's pretty powerful now. To celebrate the release of the Trial of the Ancestors, we'll be hosting a boss kill event. To enter, create a hardcore solo self-found character in the Ancestor League and race to kill all 7 Uber Pinnacle bosses on the same character.
Yeah,
Note that unlike the last event we ran, this one is not a ruthless event.
Yeah, I will not.
We'll post
I will not do that.
about the event and its prizes in the news before release. Best of luck to everyone.
But I wish everybody who participates, of course, good luck.
For the Ancestor Challenge League, we're launching 2 new series of supporter packs, the Shade and Disciple packs. Each tier contains the pack's full face value and points, alongside several exclusive microtransactions. These packs are only available for the duration of the Ancestor League and will leave the store forever when it ends. As always, the microtransactions in these packs are purely cosmetic and do not affect the character's power or progression in any way, despite how cool they look. The Shade series of supporter packs contains 6 exclusive microtransactions. All right. The sarcophagus back attachment imprisons an unspeakable evil that struggles to break free. Nearby monsters send it into a frenzy, and enemy deaths provide it with souls to feast upon.
Real, that's really cool. Oh, nice.
The Stygian Waypoint shackles visitors to your hideout in chains, yourself included. These chains are just cosmetic, though, and they break as soon as you move. It would supposedly be a gameplay advantage to be able to imprison people.
Yeah, absolutely. How great.
The Ferryman's armor set is so full of trapped souls that some of them try to escape. Moving while wearing the boots will leave souls in your wake trying to break free.
What? Nice.
The Infernal look at the skeleton. Opens a gate to the Netherrealm when you approach. This prompted a lot of internal discussion about whether using Hellfire to heat your hideout is actually safe and practical.
Definitely safe and practical.
The demon-bound crafting bench allows you to enslave a malevolent entity to craft items for you. Be warned, it has a sharp tongue and will mock you mercilessly.
What?
You shamed me for such a paltry use.
Okay, maybe I get that one just to
the
this.
The Nebula character effect causes items you pick up to orbit you in an ethereal cloud of loot.
It's just silly. It's great.
The Disciple series of supporter packs also contains 6 exclusive microtransactions. Look at Dog.
Look at Dog. You can see that he has a lot of fun presenting this.
The Hero's Landing finisher effect summons a marble statue from the heavens to execute unique monsters you defeat. You decide whether it's the sword or the huge lump of rock that actually kills them.
Huge lump of rock.
The Bell Tower map device heralds the opening of a new map with a peal of bells. Start to run out of mortals, though, and it will reflect your desperate situation.
Oh my god, that's for me. Yeah, look at that. That's for me.
This is fine.
that's for me. Absolutely.
The Cathedral armor set refracts light through your character, creating beautiful patterns on the ground around it. If your lights get slow, it responds in kind.
Wow, look at that.
The Observer Diamond Flask summons a tentacled mass that fires its eye lasers at enemies you critically strike while the flask is active.
Ew.
Again, cosmetic.
Yeah.
The Currency Orb charge effect lets you pick from a number of different currency types to replace your charges with, as long as you've used that currency item anytime from today onwards.
Wait,
some people...
Is that a mirror of Calandra?
We have to store it in the database, right?
I mean, I never saw one, so...
Will show they can be part of the exclusive club of players who have actually used a mirror of Calandra.
Yeah.
This effect also causes your charges to display in town.
Cool.
So the theory is you go use your standard mirror.
Your standard mirror.
Which we all have, right?
Of course, yeah. Definitely. Maybe with that new Sanctum. New Sanctum runs. Maybe some people get one.
The Faithful Hound Pet is a very good doggo, and it knows a few tricks. You can command it to sit, roll over, or play dead.
I still like my bear more.
And yes, you can pet the dog.
Oh, for real? I mean, that's nice, but if you would actually pet it, your character would kneel down and pet it.
These new packs are available right now at
It's
pathofexile.com/purchase, and purchases like these directly fund the ongoing development of Path of Exile 1 and 2.
Like always.
Meanwhile, the Lithomancer and Enchanter packs leave the store forever at the launch of Trial of the Ancestors, so now's your last chance to purchase them.
Yeah, like,
There's some good stuff in those too. Thanks for your continued support.
Yeah, actually, I think so. But I really enjoyed the Lithomancer.
For the last Exilecon, we developed a special card game that encapsulates.
Okay, guys, that's it for this final part. Chris Wilson is right now inviting everybody to take part in a really it sounds really fun, a little card game. You can actually challenge him. I hope that at least one of you was able to challenge Chris Wilson and take off that really neat Searing Exarch from him. That would have been great. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed Exilecon. You had a lot of fun. I hope you found this interesting and informative. I definitely enjoyed the Exilecon live stream, and I'm really looking forward to play the next league. At this point, the point where this video drops, it's only 5 days left. It's only 1 week left, and we're gonna have an opening event live stream. What means opening event, like the first day, you know, like it is 8 o'clock. The stream will go off hopefully a little bit earlier when we are in the queue. Maybe read some patch notes, stuff like that, and just pick that big marauder and get slamming, right? Let's see how that new chieftain will play out. And I have a build in mind. That I will try out, and I hope it will work. And maybe we can beat some Uber bosses ourselves this time as well. Anyways, like I said before, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you all on the live stream on Friday, and I wish all of you I wish all of you great loot and a lot of fun, whatever you play right now. And until we meet again, it is bye-bye.